So I'm going to start the video with the law attorney press conference in the Southern District of New York.
Morning, New York. Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ecstasy and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged. That conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media. Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to flee. As alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance. Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could refuse Combs without risking their security or facing more abuse. The indictment also alleges other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others, including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson. The indictment alleges that on more than one occasion, Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses. Now, Combs did not do this all on his own. As I mentioned, Combs has been charged with RICO conspiracy in his way. Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff. The indictment alleges that those individuals facilitated the freak-offs. They booked the hotel rooms and stocked baby oil, personal lubricant, extra linens, and lighting. When the hotel rooms got damaged, they helped clean it up. They arranged for victims to travel for the freak-offs, and they delivered large quantities of cash to Combs to pay for the commercial sex workers. The indictment also alleges that they helped Combs cover up his crimes. During the March 2016 incident at the LA hotel that I mentioned earlier, a member of the hotel security staff intervened, and Combs attempted to bribe the staff member with a stack of cash to make sure that what happened was kept quiet. And as the indictment alleges, in late 2023, after public allegations were made about Combs's crimes, he and others pressured witnesses and victims to stay silent, including by making phone calls to witnesses and victims and giving them a false narrative of what they had experienced. And as alleged, Combs used others to help conceal his abuse by monitoring and preventing victims from leaving a location or by locating and contacting a victim who had attempted to flee. As part of this investigation, in March of this year, special agents from HSI executed search warrants at Combs's residences in Miami and Los Angeles. They also executed a warrant for Combs's electronic devices. During those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment. They seized firearms and ammunition, including they also
official statement. Now I'm going to introduce the topic a little bit again. So Sean Diddy Combs was taken into custody by a federal agent in Manhattan following a grand jury indictment on charges related to sex trafficking, racketeering, transportation for prostitution. Combs have entered a not guilty plea and is currently being held without bail at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. Since late last year, numerous allegations of physical, sexual, and emotional abuse have emerged against Combs, particularly after Cassandra Cassie Ventura, his former partner, filed a civil lawsuit against him. Although Combs settled the case just a day after it was initiated by paying her around $30 million, 9 additional individuals have since come forward with their own claims of abuse against the artist. It was like a ripple effect. As of right now, there are more than 100 individuals who have made their case. After Tony Busby and Andrew and Arsdale, the attorney who are going to be fighting their cases, put up a video to contact them in case they have been the victim of Diddy, they got more than 3,000 calls in 10 days. Right, but they could only get like 120 or something people who actually had proof of what they were saying. So and go around him to satisfy his sexual desires, safeguard his reputation, and hide his action. It described Combs as a leader of a criminal enterprise whose members were trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. While the indictment does not provide extensive details, those are expected to emerge during the trial. Like the law attorney said, his Los Angeles mansion, all of his homes were raided, and his officers seized supplies that were intended for use of orgies known as freak-off, and they found drugs and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and around 784 sex toys. The trial is expected to happen on the May 5th. 2025. So Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, and now we have P. Diddy. It's weird how this is kind of it kind of become a Hollywood culture. And if you read the lawsuits, which I have, I went down the route. When you read the lawsuits, they are horrific. The things that this guy have done, I was like, what the hell? I mean, if you have so much money, why do you have to do these things? But it's like he enjoyed forcing people into doing things. He enjoyed the R word, I would say. He enjoyed SA. He would go into people and use his power to go into other people's houses and use this power to either silence them or misuse them. The R drug that is usually used in clubs, that was used very casually by P. Diddy as alleged. He used to put it in the drinks, in the freak-offs, which were basically what used to happen was that P. Diddy used to throw all the big parties, majority of the big parties in Hollywood. So there's a specific kind of parties called the white parties, which happened from the 90s till like 2009. But the main parties were okay because everybody went there. They were like the main event. But it was after the white parties that most of these freak-offs would happen. Some people are even claiming that there is an underground place where all these things are happening, and a lot of big Hollywood stars are being named in all these allegations. Jennifer Lopez, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Kanye, Usher, all of these, and many other. There are other many names who are considered involved in this situationship. Would like to add something,
So
Sharon?
why do people think that this is something surprising, or why do they seem shocked and surprised with it? That's something which I don't understand, because again, with the Me Too movement, when
Actually,
it
nobody
first
is
began,
surprised.
well, majority of the media and the people conversing about these
No,
issues
but
are kind of outraged when this industry. I remember even we did some shows in regards to the music industry and the entertainment industry as a whole with Asha J. And from top to bottom, it seems to be that this is norm within this industry. And every 4 or 5 years, a scandal like this comes up, people act outraged, and nothing ever comes out of it. But
so
do you
here's
think?
the thing, right? Here's the thing. Usually when you hear cases like Harvey Weinstein, everybody's crying about, Me Too and all these stuff, right? Okay, we understand that. Nobody, like majority of the Hollywood, is silent over the P. Diddy thing, because you need to understand freak offs. The guy made videos, consensual, but he made videos of people doing all kind of stuff. So he used to blackmail them, and a lot of those videos are now all over Hollywood, and people are being blackmailed, and people are being told to pay for them if they want to purchase. The videos are already out, some of them, and some of them are with the attorney Tony Busby. So it's not as simple. Like a lot of these people, majority of the Hollywood lot, they're involved. That's why nobody's saying anything. That's the thing. Nobody's saying anything. Very few are coming out. Like you can say Eminem had a song where he talked about this situation. I think 50 Cent was very open about this whole situation. Candace Owen talks about it. But majority of the stars, they're just silent. They're just quiet. They're just watching what's going to happen. A lot of people are
I
expecting for him to end up
because
like Jeffrey Epstein.
Obviously this is something which is much more internal, and a lot more people are involved in this. So who knows what they want to come out in regards to their own persona and personality and whatnot. So it seems like they don't want to converse about it, because obviously they know about it. So I don't think you're going to get a lot of witnesses for this when the trial begins, apart from a few people. And it's going to be interesting what else gets unveiled. But do you think anything is going to clear because of this? Is anything going to get sorted out? Are people going to get prosecuted? And if so, uh, does that still clean the industry up? It doesn't really, does it?
Yeah, but presently in Hollywood, P. Diddy was the main guy who was doing all these things. I think originally, you need to understand that in these most of these lawsuits, it's not just Diddy who was mentioned. There's a mention of celebrity A or celebrity B or celebrity C. They're not naming them, but there are celebrities involved in all the essays and all the R word thingies and the freak off parties. So especially there are names of Ashton Kutcher, just Jennifer Lopez, Usher, Justin Bieber being a victim, Megan Fox, Pink, All of these people are being mentioned in all these
Yes,
spaces
but in what context?
for being participant in all these situations, being involved in everything. And also, as
Yes,
far as I know, they can be prosecuted for the fact that they should not inform the authorities about it.
Mm. So the thing is, if something does come out of this, I think there might be a lot of lawsuits against this lawsuit if the person does not have any proof. So because a lot
So
of
that's where
people
they're
have been,
naming other celebrities.
yeah. So other celebrities for invasion of privacy and whatnot who've been mentioned, I think there are going to be a lot of defamation suits as well. So this report and this trial better be based on witnesses, but it seems to me that a lot is involved in this. And again, even if certain people are prosecuted, how does that clean the industry up? I don't understand.
So you know what, Shah? Like I said, I've been a deep rabbit hole, searching all these things. So let me tell you something. It's not just that most of the celebrities are going to get away with it. Diddy videotaped everything that happened in Freakoffs. There are terabytes of videos that are, I think they're now with the FBI. I'm not sure, but I think it's with the FBI. But yeah, they have like bytes of videos being made, which he used to use to blackmail all these people. So even if eventually when all these videos start coming out in this whole trial, once this trial starts, these videos are going to start coming out. As the video comes out, the victims will start claiming stuff who were victims actually. So
No,
not
but
many celebrities are going to get away with it. Kanye
so
West
a
is
lot of
already going through his own lawsuit where his wife claimed that he does most of these things. And there is this another um, influencer who also made these allegations in a podcast. So it's not really that simple that the celebrities are going to get away with it. It's the same case as Jeffrey Epstein. The only difference between this situation and Jeffrey Epstein is that Jeffrey Epstein, well, it was always girls. In P Diddy case, it's not just girls. Men were raped. Men were forced on a gunpoint for oral sex, and kids as young as 9 years old were involved in all this.
well, till there is a proper
So this
investigation.
one is like really crazy.
No, but all these things are very alleged. They're not like confirmed yet. And people get on with a lot of stuff when they're at parties, which might be consensual or non-consensual or under influence or something.
So you can say that, but here's the thing about FBI. So
Actually
FBI
watch
never goes
what
after
they,
people.
who changed this. Can you hear me?
The thing is that the FBI do not go after people unless it has solid proofs and receipts that they can actually take you down. Otherwise, FBI would just keep on collecting stuff about you, like they did to that WWE McMahon. They were following him. They were looking for stuff, and then they indicted him after they got everything about him. Otherwise, they won't take you down because then you can just sue the state, and that will cost them a lot of money. So this case is already. I mean, once FBI arrests you, you're done. You're done for good. So these allegations now that he was involved in unaliving Tupac and Biggie, there are a lot of conspiracies, and the guy who actually shot at Tupac, Kiffy D, he actually said this in his statement that he was supposed to be paid by Diddy for unaliving Tupac, and but he never received the payment because the middle person took the money and got away with it. That's why Diddy could never be directly connect, and that's not it. He's involved with a lot of other murder mysteries as well. Like a lot of people say that the people he wanted gone, his old manager Kim Porter, they all died from either pneumonia or overdosing, and a lot of people say that those were on purpose. They did not happen just in the vacuum. And a lot of stuff that was written, because all of these people were writing tell-all books about Diddy, but before they could release those books, they died. Suddenly they died. Someone got into a car accident, someone
All
got
these
pneumonia, and
are
who dies from pneumonia?
no, but okay,
Huh?
I understand you're curious. I understand you're curious and stuff. All these things are allegations at this stage. None of this is proven. You have to remember that. All these things are speculations and allegations. Some of this is going to be the truth, some is not.
Well,
We cannot pass a verdict at this stage. At least I can't.
yes. No, I'm not doing that. So no, yeah, I'm not doing that. But if the law attorney of the southern state of New York says that they have got stuff, then they've got stuff. Of course, most of these things will never be proven, like who killed Kim Porter, right? Most of these things won't be proven. But the influencer, not influencer, there's this woman called Jaguar Wright. She used to say these things since forever, but she names a lot of other people. She names Kanye, she names Jay-Z, she names Beyonce, Usher, all these people. She's been naming them. But the thing you need to understand is that this woman is openly saying these things, but neither Jay-Z nor Beyonce nor Usher, none of these people are putting up any defamation case or any suing her for lying about them or anything. They're all just silent. They're just quiet about this whole
Yes,
thing.
but this is what usually
So it's
happens
kind of
till.
messed up. Even
No, do you think that they would go out without anything proven and start talking about defamation at this stage? Not really, because they've probably been advised by their lawyers
no,
to
Jaguar have been. You need to understand something. This woman Jaguar, she's been talking since the 90s. She's been saying these things since forever.
yeah. So, but most of what she says is considered gossip. It's it's almost like gossip. People listen to what she says. So I don't think that she's a voice which I think most of the people named who are not reacting at this stage are not reacting because they're waiting for it to come out so they have a clearer picture. And then they're going to get their attorneys to make statements and defamation cases if required. Or if they've been involved, then they're going to fight the case in that way. So that's why either whether they're victims or they're perpetrators or they're wrong, all those situations, um, there's one thing which is for sure, and that thing is that uh, uh, this is not the time for them to speak. Otherwise, they might start something in a correct way. So you're going to get a lot of communication 6 months, 7 months down the line when the trial basically goes ahead, because obviously they don't want to add to the sensation because their names are there.
Yes, so I want to point something out as well for you as well. So, how did all this situation start? The situation started because Cassandra Cassie, his P. Diddy's girlfriend, she sued Diddy for abuse and everything. And then what happened was that a video came out of P. Diddy dragging Cassie in a hotel, hitting her, dragging her by her hair, and all that stuff. So they had to sue Cassie for defamation. settle that case in outside the court. Now the thing is, a lot of these people knew what P. Diddy was up to. Most of them are guilty. That's why they're quiet. Otherwise, those that are not guilty are actually reacting. But because majority are guilty, all the big shots are the Jay-Z, the Beyoncés, the Kanyes, the Ashton Kutchers, the Leonardo DiCaprios, the Ushers, all of them, they're guilty. That's why they're not saying anything.
No, but if you notice, even if something is
There's an
positive,
airy silent all over Hollywood. Everybody is like not talking about
yes,
it
because this is how
because all of them know the moment, and they will all be in trouble.
no, it's because they're being cautious. They're advisors, they're popular people, and usually the lawyers, they tell celebrities to remain quiet till relevant time because it can cause a lot of trouble and legal issues and other things. So they won't usually speak or give a statement what they're going to be until legal trial comes forward. Once they're contacted legally, that is when you hear statements from them.
Yes, okay, but all of these people were so active in Me Too and the Harvey Weinstein thing because that was an individual case where most of the people were not involved, right?
So obviously now
Why
they
are
might
they silent here? Why didn't they wait then? Why are they waiting now? They could give
because they
out
were
a
not
statement.
involved
We're
in
truly
that.
sorry for what happened to those girls.
No. So the thing is, when their names are being named in Me Too, their names were not directly there. So they had nothing to lose. Now they have legal repercussions. They have to be very, very careful in what they speak. They've been named as part of a crime. So usually, even if it's a divorce
Yeah, so
case,
you admit that they're not saying it because most of them are part and parcel of it. You're just accepting what I'm saying, Shah.
no, I'm not.
They're all
You're
guilty.
No, that's incorrect. So I would like to make that very, very clear for everyone. What I'm trying to say is that when you're rightfully or wrongfully named in a trial, whether you're a businessman or whether you're a celebrity or from any walk of society, you will have or face legal repercussions if, for instance, you were not careful. So when the legal trial goes on, when legally it comes on, that is when you're going to be seeing some statements come out. That's what I'm saying. I think you understand now.
Yes, I do understand. Some of them would be it would be weird to name those people right now by especially the victims. But what I'm saying is, I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying. When situations like these happen, at least give an Instagram post where they're sympathizing with the victims who went through all these things. There's just complete silence. I'm not saying they should go and say, "Oh, yes, Diddy did this," but they should at least show some sympathy for
No,
the
they
victims.
won't. That they won't at this stage because they're named in the trial, which is about to come into light. Their
No,
solicitors.
actually, not many people. All these people are not named in the trial explicitly. They're just called celebrity one,
But
celebrity
they've been named
two.
in the media,
They're not
so
named.
because they've been named in the media, and a lot of people have spoken about that. When the trial comes ahead or goes ahead, they are going to be mentioned in that. They are going to be called in as witnesses, and when such situations come in, usually the solicitors would advise you to remain quiet till the trial comes in. You're called in as a witness or in associate questioned in terms of investigations or whatever. In precautionary measure terms, legally, your solicitors and lawyers, advocates tell you to remain quiet. You won't see many statements come out on Instagram if they're directly or indirectly named within that trial in any case.
Even if everybody is like smearing your name, I mean, you won't come out with a statement. Everybody see them as guilty because they're quiet. So you're not understanding. Yeah. Everybody thinks they're guilty because all of them are quiet.
So a lot of people thought that a good example would be a lot of people thought Johnny Depp was guilty. He did not come up with a statement. That was in the recent past. Till this lawsuit came, till the trial began, Johnny Depp did not say, he said he will, the maximum statement which came from his lawyers was that we're going to go to court as this trial and this statement has been made. And what turned out after that, even without, people said for a good 2 months, look, he's quiet. He hasn't come out and defended himself. But the reality was that he was the victim in that trial case, in that divorce case, and he won that divorce case. But initially, he was completely quiet because that's what lawyers advise. That's a perfect example.
Yeah, but many celebrities, some in fact, who stopped going to Diddy's parties or anything, they have separated themselves. They have given statements of how they haven't talked in they have given. There are these specific people like the Kardashians. They were heavily involved with Diddy, and Jay-Z was almost like a best friend with Diddy. Kanye have been screaming about all these stuff since ages, but nobody took him seriously. Everybody thought he was just crazy, and all the things he said, those are coming true. Other than the fact that he said that Diddy's an FBI agent, that's not true. That's why he records people. But most of the things he said, those came out true. Well, and those artists who had nothing to be scared of, they gave statements that we were either just the clean party, we were just part of the PG party. We had no idea about. We don't know about those freak offs. Because Diddy was very selective about his freak offs. By the way, he would just let any Hollywood star come to his freak offs. He would send his people and ask them to come over. Specific people, not everyone. So there's this other thing that I read about it, which is like crazy. Oh my God, this is crazy. This whole case is crazy. So there is this cartel in Mexico. It's called the Sinaloa cartel, something like that. Yeah, so Alfredo is the Don, or you would say. So Alfredo sued Diddy because, according to Alfredo, Diddy destroyed his business, which was illicit drugs and everything, and he destroyed his business in New York because, now listen up, because Alfredo refused to be part of P. Diddy's child trafficking thing. P. Diddy asked Alfredo that he needs young boys and girls from South America, and Alfredo says that no, drugs fine, but we're not going to get involved in child trafficking. Imagine. And then P. Diddy told him that he's going to give him hell, and he destroyed his drugs business. I mean, can you imagine? But the case was thrown out because you cannot sue someone when you're already doing something illegal. But can you imagine, like he was the devil incarnate. A cartel member won't do it. That's crazy.
Well, let's see what happens in
I
the
think P.
trial.
Diddy is going to take so many big celebrities down.
Let's see what happens. It's going to develop in a few months' time. Let's see what happens. And
I think May 5th is the date where they're going to be putting up the trial. And that's when I think most of the videos and stuff are going to come out, because then I guess it's going to be really messed up. So I did not expect it. I've also read that Steve Harvey was very close to P. Diddy, and even Will Smith and Jada and Steve Harvey daughter dated P. Diddy, and it's also, oh my God. His kids have actually given statement that this is a conspiracy against their father, and his mother is saying that he is being taken down, just like a lot of other powerful people who did something for their community. Most probably
so,
pointing
what do you
towards Michael Jackson, maybe. But yeah.
So, what do you think is going to come out of this? What do you think is going to come out of this finally?
Oh, I think so. The attorney guy allegedly he also said that he have some of the videos of the freak offs, right? Some of big celebrities, right? And if those videos came out, Hollywood is just going to fall down. I think this is the Great Depression of Hollywood. A lot. If he gets out alive, that is like Jeffrey Epstein. They killed him. I mean, sorry, he committed suicide. He could not go into trial. End of story, right? But Jeffrey Epstein, this P. Diddy, if he makes it to trial, he's going to take the whole Hollywood down.
No, but what makes you
He was
think
part of every presidential election in the US. Huh?
What makes you think that even if the worst of the worst happens in this case, it's going to affect Hollywood as a whole and it's going to go into a depression? Don't you think scandals kind of make more noise? They can always turn this around. There might be a movie on this very subject.
So the thing about the situation is that if it was an individual scandal, I would most probably it would have just died down, or the guy would just be cancelled and end of story, right? This is not an individual scandal. P. Diddy is going to take most of the people out in Hollywood. That's the thing. He videotaped everything, and he had proof of everything, and all of that proof I think is now with FBI, which is in terabytes. So when all those things start coming out, we don't know how many Hollywood stars he's going to take down with him.
Yeah, so even if they go down and everything happens, I still it's going to create a lot of hoo-ha, and I guess that's about it. Unfortunately,
We don't know that because no such thing ever happened in Hollywood before. This thing haven't happened in Hollywood before. Not saying the predator part. I'm saying such kind of case going into trial. It has never happened before. So it is honestly, we have no idea if
so you
this is
think
going to
it's
affect the argument to in this case. So
So you-
another conspiracy is that going to what?
you can't. I think you're breaking. Try again. What were you saying? Complete what you were saying.
No, you go on. Then I'll just. It's a long story.
So,
I'll
so
say
you
something.
think that Hollywood as an industry is going to like end because of this, or money?
Oh no. But a lot of people are going down. That's all I'm saying. It's like the Great Depression didn't take America down. So this is just going to be a really bad time for a lot of stars. But then you're going to get new stars, and then you're going to get these new rappers and actors, and all these people will go out of the picture, and that's about it. Yeah. It'll just be another vacuum, and people will fill it up. Other people will fill it up. But this is so another conspiracy about the situation is that So Diddy had this partnership with Diageo. Diageo is a big liquor company. It's like the 254th valuable company in the world. They own Johnny Walker, Smirnoff, all these big brands. So they bought this brand called Ciroc, which was not working. So they hired P Diddy to do the job, to market the drink for them. So Ciroc, who used to sell 40,000 bottles annually, now was selling 2.6 million bottles annually because of P Diddy. So he used to make a lot of money out of it. So what P Diddy did then, that he saw the market and he realized that tequila was more in fashion these days. So he bought this brand called De Leon or Du Leon, and he gave 50% partnership to the Diageo people. So what happened was that because they were the distributor, he wanted them to work on the marketing and distributing and everything. But apparently they were not doing much, according to Diddy. So Diddy sued them for being racist towards him and not marketing a black brand, black-owned brand as much as they were doing for George Clooney's brand, Casamigos, something like that. Casamigos, something like that. So he sued them. What happened was that all this situation started happening, and then when the case was about to end, that's when Cassie sued Diddy. So a lot of people are saying that Diddy realized that he messed with the wrong kind of people, because Diageo is like, there are the big companies, finance managing companies, have stocks in Diageo. For example, Vanguard, BlackRock, 74% of they're all over the finance market. They own like 74% of the ETF, and like they're the big shots, right? The Apple, Microsoft, they control everything. So that's when I think Diddy realized that he didn't think before he was doing what he was doing. So he dropped the lawsuit, and but in that thing he lost his deal on tequila brand, and he also lost Ciroc, and then there was a ripple effect. Then people started coming out, and that was just a bad day for Diddy. He just made a really bad decision. A lot of people are saying that the Diageo people are coming because they're far more powerful than him. So there is that as well. I went too deep, I know.
It's okay. So, yeah, I think this is it for the day. Or
Yeah, I guess, but I think I've read so much about this case that it's just, I mean, when you start reading all those lawsuits, or you start listening to these videos explaining lawsuits of these victims on Diddy, who were mostly underage, it is crazy. That guy was capable of like the kind of things. He would have his own medical practitioner with him, who would go around with him whenever he would, like, end up like he felt like end up r-wording someone. He would already have this medical practitioner ready to give them contraceptives and stuff like that, to make sure. And very common pattern was that the victims would usually be kept in a secret space, so that nobody can see all those bruises that he would cause. That is also a thing said by Kim Porter. But crazy. And all those things about Tupac and Biggie, it's all coming out now. And apparently they find out that Biggie and Tupac were not really fighting in the first place. All that was made up. All that was kind of done by Diddy by manipulating Biggie and other people around him.
mm,
So, and death row's producer. So a lot of music producers have started leaving their positions. Suddenly, all of these Sony Music CEOs and all these people are resigning. All these people who were connected to Diddy, and oh my God, it's crazy. So Sugar Knight is the owner of Death Row. Death Row is a rap and hip hop brand. He also started talking. He's in jail right now. They've had beef on and off, P Diddy and Suge Knight, but he have also started talking about this situation. It's going crazy. But anyway, I guess we're done for the day. I think we've discussed almost everything related to the topic, and I know my camera quality is really bad and it was messed up today. So I guess it was my internet, but can't do much about it. And I guess we'll find out later on in May what's going to happen to this case, and then we can talk about it again, right, Chuck?
Right.
Till then, stay tuned with us and subscribe the channel, press the bell button so that you can get notifications of our programs on regular basis, I guess. And I hope you liked our discussion. I hope, because I went really down the rabbit hole to read about it, and it was really fun. I was so horrified with all those things, but at the same time, I was. Anyway, see you guys next time. Bye bye.